Well, hello, Living Grace Community Church family. This is, of course, a wonderful weekend every year in our nation as we remember and celebrate the birth of our country. July the 4th, 1776, 244 years ago, our forefathers, 56 of them, signed the Declaration of Independence and what's now Independence Hall in Philadelphia, declaring us to be a new nation. And we celebrate that, and I probably join every single one of you in being very grateful, despite all of our challenges, for being a citizen of the United States of America. Now, certainly we have much to be thankful for as citizens of this great nation, but we also have many reasons to be concerned. And I do want to encourage each of you, as individuals and perhaps as families, over this coming holiday weekend, as you think about our founding of our nation and celebrate it with family get-togethers and maybe various events that you'll be a part of, please take the time in the midst of that to pray. Pray for our country. Pray for God to do something really pretty special. And pray that it happens through His church, that we as God's people might be the source of a spiritual return to the Lord. And we certainly need to pray to that end. So let's be lifting up our nation to the Lord. Now, last week in a video that if you didn't get to see, you can go to either the church's Facebook page or you can go to our YouTube channel and watch, was kind of talking about some reminders about how we were going to reopen. And, of course, that last Sunday, June the 28th, was our first time together. So this Sunday, of course, it's a little different because it is the first Sunday of the month, and we have traditionally on the first Sunday of the month shared communion together. So I'm sure for those of you who are signing up to come, that you may be thinking, well, how are we going to do that under the restrictions that we're following? And that's a very good question. We are going to provide the little cups. They have the wafer and the juice in it at the church. So what we'll encourage you to do when you come in is to take one to your seat. Now, we're not going to have them in a basket where everybody will be putting their hands. We'll have them all spread out, spaced out on a table. They'll be put there by people wearing PPE so that you don't have to worry about anything being contaminated. And you'll just pick it up, take it to your seat. And communion on this Sunday, we are going to have it at the end of the service. So you'll hold on to those for the entire service. And then at that point, when you see it on the screen, you'll take this and follow along as we share the communion together. And then as you walk out, you'll be able to take the emptied little cup and drop it in a trash receptacle as you leave. Now, if you're joining us online, of course, we're asking you at home to have juice and have bread ready so that as you watch us take communion together online, you'll join with others in the church in worshiping and remembering our great Savior, Jesus Christ, for all that He's done for us, His wonderful salvation. It will be something that will be a blessing for us to do both on site and scattered. Now, one of the other questions that some have probably been wondering is when will we move to having a live worship band and live preaching? Great question. And I don't have a great answer for you because I don't have an exact date that I know you'd like to have, but it's coming. Our goal is to get to that point. But there's a lot of things that have to happen to get us to that point. We have to see kind of how things work. And, these first few weeks of just watching a recording. There's also the reality that if you may remember when we first went to having to not meet and having to have a recording, we had a lot of technical difficulties with the provider that we were using to do the live stream. Unfortunately, we are not looking at that source as being reliable. So we're having to look at other sources and find the best possible way, maybe YouTube Live or something else that will make it able for us to actual live stream the actual live service because we want to continue to provide that for people who cannot be with us. Now, beyond that, again, there also the reality is you just don't snap your fingers and say, okay, we're going to have live worship. We got a worship band, teams to line up, practices have to happen. How are we going to set up? sound people, people in, back in the booth run the live stream. Those are all have to be put together, and they just don't happen overnight. We are definitely working towards that. So for the meantime, and just for now, we will continue to show the pre-recorded service on Sunday mornings for you to see. And it's just going to take a few weeks. We're getting there, and we're looking forward to it, to be honest, when we can finally have the live band and the live preaching. Again, I want you to know we do appreciate your patience. We appreciate your understanding. Please be aware that these things that we're doing are often quite complicated. They're challenging. There's a lot of pieces, there's a lot of details that are very important that we have to attend to along the way so that things run smoothly and so that those who are both there and those who are watching online can be ministered to in a very effective and well done manner. So again, we thank you for that. Be prayerful for Luke Pearson, our worship director. He has been doing a fantastic job, along with a few others, putting out the pre-recorded services, but he's been doing the lion's share of it. I want you to know, when you have an opportunity, please be sure to say thank you to him. He has gone above and beyond, and for that we are very, very grateful for his service to our church family. Again, I want you to know, again, we miss you, we love you, we do look forward to that day when we can be back together. In the meantime, we will continue to do our very best to serve the Lord, serve our community, and be faithful to Him in all that we do. Keep praying for us to that end, and that in all this, God will receive all the glory.